45 minutes later, very dark, very quick sunset. It goes from bright to dark. The other difference is that even during the sky is black because we're in space. So even if the sun otherwise looks very similar to how you see it from the ground. Over. Again, 1 more month. The longest someone has ever stayed in space is about a year. And we are studying the effect on the body very closely because the missions that we plan to go to Mars, these missions will last 3 years. And so we know that it will be very difficult. It's difficult because you get exposed to radiations in space. Also, your blood pressure, your heart system has to adjust to the environment. Your sense of balance gets basically disconnected, and you have to relearn to walk when you come back because you don't have good balance anymore. But it's reversible. So most things are reversible, but there's very, very strong effects. Over. Several things for fun. First, I love to look out the window to beautiful Mother Earth, but also I like to talk to students like you. This is fun for me to share my experience with curious young people on the ground. So other people, things we can do is we can call our friends on the phone. It's possible. And we like to have dinner together and just have a lot of discussions among astronauts. Over. It's a very social experience. Excuse me, can you repeat? Yes, my favorite thing. So for me, my favorite thing is to fly. You know, inside the space station, we don't feel the effect of gravity, so I am always flying. So I had to learn to fly when I got here. In the beginning, it was very difficult. I always crash everywhere, but now I'm a pretty good flyer. Over. For me, the most challenging thing is to keep in contact with my family, keep in contact with my friends, not lose touch with Earth, because it's like a new life for me here. And so, but I have to constantly keep a good balance between my work and my relationship with the people that I love, so that the relationship continues to grow. Over. So the nails is pretty much the same. The hair is similar, but it doesn't want to fall on your head. So if you have straight hair, long hair, it just goes in a big ball. So it's very funny to see when people have long hair come to space. It's a bit like if, you know, when you see the park and their hair is falling down. Here, people with long hair is always like that. But what's interesting is how do you cut your hair? You know, it's quite difficult because you have to catch it with a vacuum cleaner. You don't want the air to float around. It will poke you in the eye. Over. Yes, we have emergency. The spacecraft we use to come to space station, it stays parked here. So that is our escape vehicle. It's here on the Soyuz, and it's still parked. It will be here all the time. It will be here, and if there's an emergency, I will use that same spacecraft to leave space station. Over. Very interesting physics question. This is a concept that Albert Einstein thought about. He realized that the gravity is made by the presence of matter And the same thing with time. So time and space are the same, and gravity can distort them. Just like it stretches time and it stretches space as well, and that's how objects fall to each other. So in the beginning it was just a mathematical curiosity, but now we can see it, we can measure it. We can see it when we measure, for example, clocks that are on satellites, because when we're on satellites or here in space station, time goes a little bit slower. So it's just very, very small difference, just because gravity is a bit different. Over. Yes, we're in the time zone of London, England, in Universal Time. So right now here in Space Station, it's 7:50 in the evening. Over. I think we will have colonies on other planets, maybe on the moon, maybe on Mars. But you know, the Earth is by far the best planet for humans. So I think the most important is that we protect planet Earth, make sure that planet Earth remains a good place to live for our children and our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren to come. That is the safest thing for us to do, is keep planet Earth our home. Over. It was very exciting on the rocket. There was like vibration, acceleration. I was in my seat. I could feel all the strength of the engine. It lasted only about 8 minutes, and then the engine stopped, and I was floating in space, and I could see the beautiful sunrise on the curve of the Earth outside the window. It was a whole new world for me. It was very, very touching. It was very beautiful. Over.